Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are doing Snake's Revenge, part 2 in one of many Metal Gear Solid games. Boy, this game has seen more reiterations, more changes than any other game I think out there. Alright, right off the bat, the controls suck on this one. Like, they really do. It's slow, it's clunky. Like, you have a lot of stuff coming in at angles, but you can't angle your guy. And then just the fact that everything's so slow, the enemies are, it doesn't work very well. I get that they're trying to make it more of an, like, action-y. But see, the enemies can fire diagonally, but you can't. And that's like a huge, like, glaring problem in this game. Is you can't get to them because they're shooting diagonally, but you have to kind of keep coming all the way up to them. And it's a hugely unfair advantage, really. But your guy is slow, your guy is clunky. I mean, as it stands now, it's not anything to write home about. The first one was so much better, having like more of the Metal Gear aspects to it, like this with the sneaking and everything. I mean, they tried to do that, but like it doesn't fit in this game. Like not being able to see where you're going with just these little spotlights in the black. I mean, I get that they're trying to go more for the action-y thing. I think the first Metal Gear, I think, was like a hit and miss. Some people loved it, some people really didn't. And I think they tried to like up the ante and make this a little bit more of an action-y thing. But I don't feel that it really, that they did a very good job on it. At all. Like, it's just not well done. Like, I mean, what more can you say? You can't go at diagonal. Your guy is slow. Your guy is clunky. He does not handle well. Like, everything seems like kind of forced. Everything just seems kind of cobbled together. And then, again, I think the biggest thing of everything is the fact that the enemies shoot you diagonally. But you can't. And that's a huge issue. Can we go this way? Yeah. Alright, I didn't see what I got. Let's see, equipment, food. Okay, we got food. Might as well just run, right? It's like there's no point in fighting anybody. Okay, so even though we continued, we have to go back and do this again. Kind of defeats the whole purpose of continuing if you have to redo it everything anyways. The music is catchy. The background isn't terribly done. It's just your main character is terribly done, and the controls are terribly done. Other than that, I mean, it has a lot of potential. Is there any like secret things in here? No, are we missing something? Do we gotta go and find something else? I'm guessing. Whatever. Oh, it's this one. Okay. This is what I was looking for. Oh, we got schmacked again. One life. One life to give for our country. Alright, so we gotta do that all again. Ah. Can we use the ration and heal up? Let's find out. There we go. Okay, so we can. Alright. Getting the hang of the menu. Like, not a fan of the spotlight thing for the most part. Like, if you could see a little bit more and kind of grab... Came right out of there, huh? Was there another guy over here? I believe there's another guy, right? Ah. Yeah, another guy. All right. Slow bullets, too. And that's kind of unfortunately cheesy right there. As soon as you walk into the screen, it's just like, boom, you're caught. Ah. Like, it has potential. It's not the worst game we've played, but it really does have so many drawbacks and things that really make it frustrating and unfun. The spotlights, I get, you know, it is a Metal Gear game. Like, you're supposed to try to sneak, but I feel like it was an afterthought. They were trying to make it a little bit more actiony instead of the more stealth game, because a lot of people really, I mean, even to this day, most people don't really like stealthy games, especially like stealth missions in other games. Granted, that's a whole other thing, because, you know, if you buy a stealth game, you're buying it because you want to do stealth. When you're buying an action game and they throw a stealth mission in there, you know, you didn't sign up for that. You don't want to bother with it. But I think that it was a hit or miss game for a lot of people. It was very dividing. So I think they went for part 2 to try some new things out, which is, granted, is a great thing for companies to do, to find their niche, okay, we went this way, let's try this, we'll see what works. and then we'll keep going from there. But I feel like a lot of stuff was kind of an afterthought. I mean, like I said, the controls are there, but they're a little slow. It's a little clunky. You don't really move or respond well enough. The fact that the enemies can shoot diagonally and you are you not is a huge disadvantage. A lot of times when you walk right into something, like we saw a couple times, we walk right into a spotlight with no ability to not do so. Like it was what it was. I think that's very unfortunate and annoying, especially in a stealth game where if they make it to where they almost force the non-stealth on you by cheese, stuff like that is a little disappointing. Other than that, like, it is playable, it is fun. I think the more you play it, the more you get the hang of it, the more you memorize everything, I think the more fun it starts to be a little bit. But at first glance, I think this is one of those games where unless you own it, like a little bit of first playthroughs, I think it's going to lose a lot of people because it really does kind of come off a little odd, a little off with just everything that we mentioned, to where I don't think it had a lot of repeat, like people renting it or something probably were turned off by it. And I think unless you owned it and really put a lot of time into it, I think you would lose a lot of people, especially nowadays where I don't think it would have quite the same audience to it. I know now, like with the amount of Metal Gear Solid games across so many platforms of systems, that we have the diehard fans that will play all of these to their heart's content and just go through it regardless of how good or bad they are. But this one, I think, leaves a lot to be desired. It is fun, it is playable, and it's not the worst we've done, but it really could have been so much better. I feel like this was a rushed project more so than anything. Kind of feels rushed and just kind of not really shovelware like we have seen, but just to a point, kind of, like a little bit. Maybe the more we get into it, the better it's going to be. Maybe the first levels are kind of a little off, but I really am not in the mood to keep going through the exact same thing over and over and over again to see and hope that the next level is better than the first. But even if it is, I can't see the controls all of a sudden improving. So that is the crux of the game, I feel, is the disadvantage with diagonal and the just slower, clunkier controls just kind of really make the game more difficult than it needs to be. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot. Have a good day. We'll see you next one.